Hi there, and thank you for joining the program today. My name is Doris Benter, and I am here to present a program based on this wonderful story, The Pigeon Needs a Bath by Mo Willems. You know this little guy here, this little character? Well, he needs a bath, and by the looks on his face, he doesn't want to take one. We're going to make a fun little craft with some simple materials you probably already have around the house. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to read the book to you first, then we're going to start the craft, and I'll walk you step through step on how to make one at home. Welcome back. Let's get started with The Pigeon Needs a Bath by Mo Willems. And we can see he's already got an attitude. I do not. Hi, I don't know if you've noticed, but the pigeon is filthy. So I could use your help because the pigeon needs a bath. That is a matter of opinion, says the pigeon. What a kidder. I don't really need a bath. I mean, I took one last month. I think it was last month. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Clean, dirty, they're just words, right? I feel clean. Hey, maybe you need a bath. Yeah, when was the last time you had a bath? Oh, that was pretty recently. Life is so short. Why waste time on things unimportant like this? Like taking a bath. What smell? I don't smell anything. What are you talking about, says the pigeon. And if I do, it's very normal smell for a pigeon. You know, in some places, it is impolite to bathe. Bzz, bzz, whoops. All of these flies buzzing around me are purely coincidental. Bzz, bzz. P.U. Yuck. Let's get out of here. Take a bath, dude. Okay, fine. If it means so much to you, I'll take a bath. Whoa. I'm not going to like this one bit. The water's too hot, too cold, too hot, too lukewarm, too cold, too wet. Not enough toys. Oh, too many toys. Too deep. Not deep enough. Too cold. Now it's too hot again. Too reflective. Psst. That is still too hot. Well, I guess this is okay. Splash goes the pigeon right into the water. Hey, this is fun. Wash, 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 washy, washy. La, 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 singing in the tub. This is the life. I love bubbles. Look at my wrinkly toes. Hello, hello, how are you? I'm fine. I'm a fish, I'm a fish. 10 hours later. Can I stay in the tub forever? And that's the end. Wasn't that a funny story? We're going to take a short break here and we'll be right back to start your craft. Okay, you're ready to get this pigeon in the bath? Let's talk about the materials you'll need first for this project. I'm going to put the pigeon aside for a minute. The first thing you're going to need is a piece of simple cardboard. You could use an old cardboard front from a cereal box. This one measures about 8 inches by 5.5, but it doesn't have to be precisely that size, just enough for a base. So that's a little bit of cardboard. You're going to want to be able to cover that cardboard with some paper. And that paper is just going to be a colorful paper, a solid paper. If you wanted to use blue, anything that you have, they can even just draw on the cardboard and make a pattern. It's just like represents the floor of the bathroom. So cardboard and a little paper, enough to cover it. You're going to probably want a pair of scissors for cutting out what you need. You're going to need a glue stick for attaching your paper to your cardboard. You're going to want a little bit of blue paper, and this is just a pale blue paper that's going to be great for making your pigeon. And if you notice, the pigeon has a little craft stick, so it makes the pigeon into a little puppet, and that's kind of fun because your child can play, I don't want to get into the bath. You're getting into the bath. You get into the bath. You can have a lot of fun with that. Now, you're going to need a little tub, and I'm going to put my green paper out here so you can see it again. This is just a little styrofoam bowl, a little disposable bowl. If you have a plastic bowl like this yellow one, or any color really, anything that you or a child's bowl from their little play set, any of those kind of bowls are not very big, they're smaller than the base. Now we're going to want to create the look of bubbles in the bath. Now this is fiberfill and it looks a little bubbly, but guess what? There are plenty of alternatives to fiberfill, and one of my favorite is simple cotton balls. So you can just take up some cotton balls and make a whole fun little bathtub that looks like it has bubbles. You can even pull these apart if you want, make them into smaller pieces so it looks like it's a bubble bath. You're probably going to want a marker for drawing some details onto your pigeon. Don't forget eyes. If you don't have wiggle eyes like this, just draw them on with a marker. 1, 2, 3. Any kind of scrap cardboard. This is just some scraps that I had left over from cutting the base. These make great little books that you can put near the bathtub. And just save some extra cardboard if you want to make a little ducky. And that is about it. So we're going to stop here with materials, give you a chance to get them all together, and then we're going to start getting to work on giving that pigeon a bath. I don't want a bath. Too bad. Okay, welcome back. You should have a base. Cardboard base is one of the first things we talked about getting. And we're just going to take some glue stick now, and we're going to glue some paper cut to the same size as your base onto your cardboard. Now, the great thing about this being a pre-recorded craft video is you can stop it anytime you need to give yourself a moment to catch up, do what you need to do, find that supply. So no worries. I'm going to walk you through it, but you can stop at any time and you can back it up. So I'm just using plain glue stick just to glue that base down. Isn't that great? I'm going to put that aside for a minute because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our two-sided pigeon, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I got a little bit of some paper, blue paper here, and I'm going to draw. And you can use a marker or a pencil, and I'm going to use this as a guide in terms of size. And this will also help you just to see what the pigeon looks like. He's really a simple guy, but since we want 2 of him, I'm going to take my paper before I draw anything. I'm going to fold it in half so that I can get 2 pigeons when I cut it out. So the first thing you want to do is just a round head. He's a pretty simple character. Thank goodness for Mo Willems and his simple characters, right? We're going to put a triangle beak. We're going to come down with a straight, skinny neck like that. Make that head just a little bit smaller. There. He's going to come out to the back to his tail. He's going to have a little bit of a front chest. And we're just going to go back up to the tail. That's really, there is your pigeon. We're going to cut 2 of these out. So leaving my paper folded, I'm going to start to cut in along the line through both sheets of blue paper and around the head, down the neck, out to that pointy tail, and down to the front. There you go. That's a pretty easy pigeon to make. Now, I said you might want a black marker, and this is where it's going to come in handy. We're going to just put a line for his beak. And if you come over to the chest area, you're going to put a straight line like this and loop it around to make a wing. Now, again, you can simply draw a circle and put an eye. And if you really want to put him in a mood, put that line. Makes him look like he's not happy about his bath. Flip him over. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put his beak there, put an eye right here, which is just a circle. Maybe this time he's a little more excited, so he's not going to have that line. And when we're just going to do a curve, come back, and go straight. So you don't even have to have a wiggle eye. If you do have a wiggle eye, you can use a simple dot of blue to hold it. I'm just going to take, I think I'm going to take an orange marker and just make his beak look a little more like an orange beak. And I'm going to flip him over and do the same thing to the other side. And either way, you have a simple, you could even color your paper blue. Simple pigeon. That's what you have there, okay? So we need to put our pigeon together. So I would suggest, and I forgot to mention this in the supplies, but if you just have a little piece of tape, perfect use for it, is to put that craft stick in between the 2 pigeons. And I'm going to make this one a little bit narrower because I want to hold the top of the craft stick down too, like that. Put this pigeon on top. And you could either do some circle tape, like I'm going to do right here. Just fold it over so the sticky side is touching the other sticky end. And I'm going to put a piece of tape right here to hold the head down. And just match up the head and the beak, push it down. And I'm going to make another piece of circle tape, and I'm just going to round it in a circle. Looks like a little cylinder. Put it right here, and I'm going to wiggle that paper back where it needs to be. And there's your pigeon. If you feel like you need to put a little piece in between, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit to hold the neck down. There we go. I have some tape on the inside and the outside, and I have my little happy pigeon. Now, we have his board. This is sort of like his bath board. We have a pigeon. Now it's time to make that bath. So again, you can do a couple different things. I have a yellow bowl here. Just again, just a child's bowl. You can, you're going to want to put your pigeon in the bowl, but you know, he's not going to stand up very well, is he? So I got a solution for you. Let's put this aside for just a moment. Get yourself a piece of scrap cardboard. This is, 4 or 5 inches length and about the width of, a finger here. I'm going to fold it lengthwise. You're going to understand why I'm doing this in a minute, and I will be cutting it down. Now on the fold here, holding this horizontally, like a hot dog bun, I'm going to make a slit, not a long cut, just a little slit into the middle of the cardboard, like that. So when it looks like this. You just have a little cut. It's a folded piece of cardboard. Now, let's take a look at why. We want to be able to stick that pigeon through there so he's going to have a way of standing up. Now, what do we do next? Well, that's a good question. Let's fold that cardboard down. So here he is sticking into the cardboard. We're taking the two ends, we're folding it down, and then with the pigeon sticking out, we're going to put one flap up here, folding it with my hand, flip it over, one flap here, press it down firmly. What you have now is this sort of A-frame shaped house. So remember, we did a slit here by folding it lengthwise. We opened it up, put the pigeon inside, and then we made this little A-frame. That is going to be just a little easy support for when your pigeon's in the bath. So if you have a white, simple disposable bowl like this, what you can do is take that tape that we were using before, and you can simply tape that to the inside base of the bowl. That'll keep, again, your pigeon from wiggling around too much, but yet it's going to make it playful and fun because you can take the pigeon right out and stick it back in when it's bath time. So most of you, as I said, are probably going to be more likely to have cotton balls than you are going to have fiberfill. If you're someone who likes to sew, maybe you have some fiberfill, but I'm going to assume that most of you are going to have more cotton. And cotton balls are soft, they're fun to play with, so you can just imagine, again, that the pigeon is here in the bathtub, surrounded by bath bubbles, like this. So you get a sense of the pigeon. I don't like to have it. Oh, maybe this is more fun than I think. Oh, I'm going to jump out of the bath. I'm going to jump back in because I can. It's so easy. Now we have here our base. So if you look sideways, if I pick it up sideways and show you, you have the tub sitting on the base with the pigeon. So let's put that pigeon in the tub aside for a moment. You might just want to put a couple pieces of tape to hold your pigeon in the bathtub like this. And that will allow you to just stick that bathtub right on the base so it's not falling off. See, it's nice and attached here with the pigeon securely inside. Now I'm going to put that aside so we can make some fun little bath themed toys for our pigeon. Now what do I have here? I have two pieces of scrap cardboard, simple rectangles. I just folded one in half, folded the other in half. Now if you have some scrap paper, this is just white copy paper, we can now draw a picture of our pigeon. We know how to draw them now, right? A little circle head, long neck, little beak, and I'm not even going to draw his whole body. I'm just going to draw him here with an eye and a beak and maybe some little bath bubbles. Just like that. And I'm going to outline my pigeon with some black marker, like that. I'm going to make a little eye. Oh, let's not forget his wing. Right there. I'm going to get a light blue color pencil to make him look nice and light and blue. You could use a crayon, you can use a marker. I just grabbed what was handy because right now all these projects are about whatever you got. You got color pencils, you got crayons, you use what you have. And I'm going to give him a little orange beak. And maybe I'll just take some pink marker and make some fun little bubbles. Here's the little bubbles. Bubbly bubbles. And now we can put a little book right here on the base next to our pigeon in the bathtub. And another fun thing you can do so that's like if your child wants to pretend they're telling the story, is you can take some more scrap cardboard, do the same thing. This time, instead of making it a pigeon, how about we make it a little duck? But here's the key for our duck. Our duck is going to have a round head, a little triangle beak. We'll make a similar kind of eye and wing, but we're going to want to put a little rectangle on the end. Let's see if you can imagine why I might want to do that. I'm going to make it a little yellow ducky, because in the story, he does play with a little rubber ducky at one point. So I'm just going to give him a little rubber ducky by coloring in his beak. I'm going to outline the duck now so we can see him a little bit better, like that. Here, and let's give him that same kind of pigeon eye. Okay, so there's our little duck. Let's cut it out, but let's make sure we cut it with that little piece of cardboard attached at the bottom, like this. Cut out that little duck. We're going to make this a one-side duck. We're not going to try to do the two sides like we did with the pigeon. Gonna cut out the duck. Have you guessed it? Do you know why we put that in there? So he too can stick in the bathtub without falling out. So here's my pigeon having a wonderful time in the bathtub with his toy ducky and any other toys you might want to add. Here's a little book. Maybe the book's in the tub with the duck, and there you go. That pigeon needs a bath, and he sure got one, but he's having a good time now with all his toys in his little bathtub. So I want to thank you again for joining me today for this program. My name is Doris Benter from Library Arts. I hope you are able to find these simple materials at home so you can retell the story of The Pigeon Needs a Bath by Mo Willems and have a lot of fun with your child. Take care. Bye-bye.